This video is sponsored by Dashlane. 2019 was an incredible year for movies. I saw like 4 movies in theaters, and I could say none of those were good. The movies that came out this year alone had to reach at least the double digits. I mean, there had to be like 10s, maybe 15 movies. Some movies had numbers in the title, some had no title at all, and I don't even know what that was about. Some movies had boys, some movies had girls, and some movies had boys and girls. It's so spicy. They got cooties. Some movies had people, some movies had aliens, some had whatever 7th circle of heck these are from. But overall, there's been a lot of movies. I can't even count how many on my 2 hands. That's how many. Like last year, what movies did we have? Bumblebee, starring John Cena, or Blockers, starring John Cena. But this year, we have Playing with Fire, starring John Cena. Give it up! Everyone give it up for this year in film! At the start of the year, everything seemed to come out really fast and heavy. There was a lot of buzz around Us from Jordan Peele, but then everyone stopped talking about it. I honestly forgot it came out this year, but it was good though. You had Crawl, an alligator movie about a hurricane in Florida, except it's shot in Serbia. Yep. You had Aladdin, an incredible movie where Will Smith, the YouTuber, makes his breakout debut as the genie. No doubt his future is bright. Can't say much for the guy who plays Aladdin though, poor guy. You had A Marriage Story where everyone and their mother on Twitter said, "Oh wow, I can act like that. I can totally do what they're doing. They can't act. Throw me in a movie, I can act as good as these guys." No, you can't. You had animated movies like Addams Family and Lion King and Secret Life of Pets 2. Give it up, everyone give it up for this year in film. Outside of movies, you had incredible shows like Fast and Furious Spy Racers, and the ending of Game of Thrones was really good, I heard. Didn't watch it, never will, but I'm glad everyone seemed to be happy with it. Oh, you also had Big Mouth Season 3, I really liked that. Then you had old people shows like BoJack Horseman and the Mr. Robot ending and Mrs. Maisel. Ugh. Boring. But back in movies, Replicas, starring Keanu Reeves, started the year off great. Made for $30 and a ham sandwich, this movie stars Keanu Reeves in his prime. He struggles to get his family alive after a tragic car accident. And then the morals and themes represented in this movie are just perfect. Entertainment studios and company films made just a masterpiece of storytelling. Besides that, you also have Heck Boy, where it feels like an edgy 14-year-old boy got hold of millions of dollars to make a movie. You had After, the One Direction fanfiction made into a movie, and The Lighthouse, a Twilight Spider-Man fanfiction made into a movie where a dude bones a mermaid. Overall, out of every movie this year, at least you had something for everyone. This year made incredible strides for cinema in general, and closed the doors on many franchises that we hold dear. Endgame did it beautifully, Star Wars did it stupidly. I think this was the year that I watched more bad movies than good movies, and that was my own fault. There were incredible artistic films making you feel the inner workings of your heart and soul, and yet, instead of seeking out to watch those, I sought out to watch Gemini Man, a movie where breakout YouTuber Will Smith plays himself, and himself again, but younger, and a clone. Now this movie had the incredible feature of being played in 120 frames per second. As you know, 24 frames are usually the standard movies are played at. That's why my channel's named 24 frames. Add that to your lore books. But Gemini Man played back in 120 frames in 3D, so everything just looked incredible. Add that on top of young Will Smith looking like a glossy Bratz doll. Perfect cinema. Everyone give it up. See, my thought process was, why see Parasite, a masterpiece movie made with creativity, heart, soul, passion, when I could see Will Smith punch himself? I honestly don't know why I would choose bad movies over good ones. Instead of watching The Irishman, I watched Zombieland Double Tap. Instead of watching Ad Astra, I saw Aladdin. And instead of watching Scary Stories, I watched Aladdin again. But out of every bad or average movie I saw, I snuck a few gems in there. Ready or Not, a movie where a girl plays a dangerous game of hide and seek and has to fight her fiance's family to survive. It's dark, hilarious, and thrilling. Long Shot, a movie with Seth Rogen and Charlize Theron throne where it actually feels wholesome and real. And Frank Ocean is on the track and it made me cry when it came on. Ooh, it's a really good movie. But then I just went back to the garbage. Brightburn from James Gunn's brothers. You know the James Gunn himself, the one responsible for colorful, exciting movies like Guardians of the Galaxy. Well, his brothers just made Superman, but it's a kid and the kid looks like a squid and he just kills everyone he sees. The end. The Lego movie had a sequel. How to Train Your Dragon had an incredible third movie, yet no one watched it, and that made me really sad. Toy Story 4 was really good, but then there was Batman and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, which came out of nowhere and actually was a really good movie. People get stabbed in this movie, and there's blood. There's blood in my Ninja Turtle Batman movie. This movie was written off as a joke because, well, it kind of is one. But for some reason, this obscure film actually was one of my favorite animated things to come out of this year. Shazam came out of nowhere, showing DC can still make fun, lighthearted films that make you feel good instead of depressed. In the Tall Grass was a scary movie about grass, and then out of nowhere, you have Hustlers starring Jennifer Lopez. Yes, that Jennifer Lopez. This movie is a treat. It's an hour and 40 minutes of just feeling cool and sly. It's a movie so many people ignored, but is way too smart to overlook. Rocketman came out and showed everything that Bohemian Rhapsody did wrong by making an autobiographical musical movie with a story to tell and creativity to share, rather than just scratching up scraps of a broken movie. This movie, where I can't say the title without laughing, came out only on Google Play Movies? Google Play, what? And was just the most absurd, laughable movie, but for the good reasons. For the good reasons, you know? It's a movie that you just can't believe. This is where the story is taking you, but you embrace it really hard. Midsommar was incredible and disturbing, and I'll definitely never watch it again. And Stuber was a movie where Dave Bautista hijacks an Uber. But out of every movie that I can talk about, or any movie I saw this year, the one I watched the most, the one I can keep watching and watching and watching and watching more and more, is Booksmart. A girls movie, Cooties. This movie is perfect. This movie is special. Watching this movie, I don't feel any ounce of sadness or anxiety for the future. Instead, I feel happy. This movie has the intense energy of making you feel hugged, making you feel awkward but laughing, overjoyed and excited. Every joke landed for me. Everything felt real and wholesome. This is a movie I can watch over and over and over again just to feel good about myself and other people. This is Olivia Wilde's directorial debut, and I think she knocked it out of the park. No movie has just made me more happy walking out of a theater than this did. 2019, I didn't really watch anything, but I watched this and I loved it. I'm a movie reviewer, and yet I don't really watch movies. My career is based on lies. My taste is absurd, and I talk about things no one thought of in the last 7 months because I don't know why. I hate the Angry Birds movie, and yet I thought Angry Birds 2 was incredible. I preach about supporting movies like The Lighthouse and The Marriage Story, yet I'll go see Aladdin 20 times instead. I'm part of the problem, and I know it. There are so many amazing movies I need to catch up on, so many that it'll no doubt make me cry and scared, so many I'll love and scream about, and yet last week I saw Jumanji in New York instead of Uncut Gems. This year was a weird one for me. I wasn't that indie artful boy, I was that normal shrill, and I don't really feel bad about it. All the terrible stuff I saw, I know is terrible, and that kind of made it more fun. I think I'm reaching a point where I just want to make fun of massive blockbusters. I'll never seek out to watch them again, and I'll probably forget they exist, but I just love to make fun of them. It's been like an experience every time, just seeing what these faceless drones make with the insane cash that they have. But every now and then, it's nice to take a step back and just appreciate the absurd, the insanely absurd. If concepts like this can be genuinely incredible, it baffles me like how concepts like ending this franchise can stumble so hard, and that's so fun to compare. 2019 had movies, there were movies, and I watched some of them. That's pretty much all. But you know what the best thing about this year was? Dashlane. Today's sponsor. Dashlane is a perfect tool to make everything you do online easier, simpler, and more secure. See, I'm a dummy, and for a while, I was using the same password for literally everything. A password I created for my Club Penguin account when I was 6. When I was 6 years old! But with Dashlane, you can auto-generate super secure passwords to store and use anywhere on the internet. It even works for online cart checkouts and credit card info. Everything in Dashlane is encrypted, so only you you have access to your info in the most secure way, because that stuff is secured locally on the streets, not in the cloud in Dashlane seats. Oh, there's even a VPN to help you browse the internet safely and securely. Dashlane is perfect for everyone with an online status. Don't be like me and use your Club Penguin password for everything in the world. Just go to dashlane.com/framesofnick to download it on your first device for free. You can get it on your first device for free, dude! And use code FRAMESOFNICK for 10% off a premium subscription.